I'm not sure if I'm actually live yet, so I'll just wait a sec till I'm absolutely 100% sure that I am. Okay, so should be any second now, and we can just get on with it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what's gone on here. Gone. Hope you will all okay. Right, okay. So tonight we are going to take a look at setting up the Steinberg UR 816C audio interface, 32-bit, 192 kilohertz up to. Okay, so it's 8 inputs, right, and then you have up to 10 outputs. But if you plug an ADAT into it, you can have 16 in, 16 out. There you go. So super cool. So here we go. Look, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 inputs. First 4 inputs are on the front here, and the gain controls for those inputs are these first 4. And then you have a 48-volt phantom that's applied to all of the XLR connectors. They're the kind of combi connectors that will take 1/4-inch jack or an XLR. And then next to that there, these, which are 5, 6, 7, and 8 gain controls. These relate to what's going on in the back. Then you have 2 headphone outputs here with 2 independent mixers. Very handy always. You have a USB light and a lock. Ignore the lock unless you're using it on a desktop. It has nothing to do with what's going on for the iOS stuff. Okay, then you have your main output here. Then you have, well, these are for talkback basically, and talk over and stuff like that. You probably won't use them very often if you're just on your own, working with the iPad. If we turn it round, let's turn it round here. See what's going on at the back. I'll just see if I can see what's going on. I'll just hold it like this. Okay, so you have USB 3 out, which is a USB-C connector, which comes with the UR 816. Then you have word clock in and out, if you use that, you know. Then you have optical in and out, if you want to plug your ADAT in there. Then you have MIDI in and out, very handy on an audio interface. Then you have your main outputs here, and then you have your further 8 outputs, line outputs there. And then you have your 5, 6, 7, and 8 combi inputs. Again, all the inputs on this use the D-Pre preamp, which are very, very good, of course, as in all the URC interfaces. Right, okay, so let's turn it back around and we can start to set this thing up with an iPad. Right, so what's very cool about this is the software it comes with. So first of all, actually, I will turn it back around a sec. My arm is absolutely killing from where I got my injection yesterday. I'm just going to put this down here. We're going to plug our cable into the back here. Now, what you will notice is there is no USB hub on the back of this, so I would suggest that you get yourself a hub, a powered hub. Then you can plug lots of USB connections in there as well. So, you know. Anyway, so the idea basically with something this size, you would set this up in your studio and leave it kind of set up, which is what I will do with it eventually. So I will say as well that Steinberg did send me this for reviews and demos. They're not paying me to make the video, and my opinion is my opinion, you know, so there you go. They don't never tell me what to say. Right, okay, so we've got this. We're going to move it back here like this, and I'm going to start to plug stuff in. So the first thing we want to do really is get some power. You have to power this. Obviously, it's huge. There is no bus powered for this, so we're going to plug it in. It does come with a power supply, of course. I'm just going to find it around the back here. It's 16 volt, so I shall just lean over. Excuse me, you'll probably get a lot of this leaning over thing going on. So that's plugged into the back there. We're going to plug in the USB into this audio interface. We can switch that on. And then the end of the audio interface, obviously, is here. And I'm plugged in my adapter, which is a USB-C adapter, which will go into my iPad. Okay, so, and now I'm going to plug in the main outputs to start with now. So main outputs around the back, left and right. So main outs, left and right. There we go. That's done. And I'll just plug these into the output so you're going to be able to hear what's going on. Just do this. Bear with me, guys. So this is it's a setup tutorial. So everything you need to know. Now you may be hearing some earth noise now. This is because, excuse me, this is switched off. As soon as we switch it on, it's going to be clean and quiet. The quality in this thing is outstanding. If you listen to my live stream from last night, that was all running through this. Now I just want to say hi to people who are in the chat. Hi Thomas, hi Stephen, hi Lee, hello Joe, hi Colin, and anyone else who's watching who I may not have said hello to. All right, so this is going to go to our iPad. Now you may notice now that we've powered on, the output ring there is now lit up, so that's telling us that we have power. You'll see, ignore lock, it'll stay switched on. We're using this for iOS. This has something to do with when you're using it with Mac or PC. You'll see that USB is flashing. This will stop flashing when it's seen its connection to the iPad. So that's what we shall do next. We shall connect it to the iPad. So I'm going to put something on the top here just to protect it from this so you can see what's going on. I'm going to move it back again, because you might want to see things that I put on the front here when we start connecting stuff up. Anyway, so we get our iPad. Let me stick on there. Hope you can see that. Yes, you can. And what we shall do is just plug our iPad in. I'm just going to see if I can get around there and see what I'm at. Actually, let me just open it up first. There we go. And there. Right, so there is our, you'll notice now that as soon as I plugged it in, the USB is solid, which means it's recognized the connection between this and the iPad. Okay, right, and now I would imagine it works with the iPhone as well. So hi Russ, how are you? That's the tie to Thomas as well, didn't I? I'm sure I did. Yeah. Right, so dspMixFx, right, let me explain about this. I'm just going to open it. And it connects, right, so it'll just connect straight away. The app is free, although if you don't have a URC interface, one of the URC interfaces, the app will only run in demo mode and is of no use to you whatsoever. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to now plug my microphone that I'm using through the other interface. I'm going to plug it into the Steinberg so that we can get some stuff going on this first channel. Now this is brilliant, right? This is absolutely super duper. Let me do this. So it'll go quiet for a few seconds. Hang on. One. Right, okay, so once you've got connection, you'll see that now we're running through the actual interface. Now, this is what's brilliant about this interface. Here we're in channel 1 at the moment, but you have complete control over everything that's going on now inside of this. All of this is a graphic representation of what's going on inside. All the effects and stuff, you will use zero DSP from your iPad. It's all going on inside the URC. Okay, so this is basically software that's showing you what we've got inside the interface. And what's also very cool is if I open this here, you see that 5, 6, 7, 8 stereo. That's one I saved yesterday. That's the patch I used for my live session last night. At the moment, we're running on basic, which is a new one I've just set up. Obviously, you can see. And if you're listening through headphones now, you can see that we can pan either left and right, which is also super duper cool. So you're getting the idea now. If we're running a stereo channel into 5 and 6, which we will do, we'll set that up now. So What I want to show you before I do that, though, is you've got effects here, and I don't know if you can see what it says on here, but from the top down, you've got a low pass, a low cut filter. You've got phasing control. Then you have effects record. If I switch effects record on, any of the effects that I have switched on in here will record into things like Cubasis, AUM, stuff like that. But it's zero latency monitoring for the effects as well, and absolutely zero CPU usage from your iPad for the effects. Whether you want to use these effects, it's entirely up to you. It doesn't matter. You can. But what people like to do, for instance, if you're a vocalist, you might listen now that we're going to apply some reverb to my voice. And at the moment, effects record is switched off. So if I was a singer, I might want a bit of reverb on my voice, but I may not want that to record, and I may not want the engineer to record it, or the engineer might not want it recorded, which is fair enough. So it won't record. Unless this is armed, it's not going to record into the DAW. We can turn it back down like that. And if we want to adjust the effects, we've got this is the send level per channel, and this is the overall send per the effect. And if you want to edit the rev effects, you just go in here. You can change it from room or hall, but we can open the actual unit. And this is the brilliant Yamaha rev effects. It's very, very good. So you have lots of different things going on, clean, and then you can control different aspects of the room. You can see what's going on. It's very good. You can make things, it's a really good reverb. But it's all running inside the interface. It's nothing to do with the iPad. Okay, so that's important to know. So let's close that, and we'll plug a guitar into this channel, and I'll show you some of the guitar stuff as well. So let's take the send off the vocal. We don't need that. So for instance, channel 2, what we can do is we've got a receiver. I'm using my wireless interface, so I'm going to plug that in to channel 2. I'm going to turn the volume down on it like this for now. I'm going to pick up my guitar, which is the glary burning red fire thing. I'm going to switch it, both of these on. Okay, and they're connected now. So right, cool. So let's have a drink. I'm thirsty. So here we have our out of tune guitar. Doesn't matter. So we've got our control here. Don't worry about the 48-volt phantom. It's only getting supplied to the XLR socket. So is Ivan here? I'm gonna have to tune this, guys. Sorry, otherwise it's gonna freak my OCD right out. Anyway, at the moment, the point I'm trying to say is that you can plug in. Wait until you see what we can do with the synths and stuff. It's very cool. This is, and they've thought of absolutely everything. Like I said, you can set up complete. And if you had your ADAT, all your channels would be there. But we've got our 8 in here. There's our DAW. Well, we're not using the DAW at the moment, but if we were. But the cool thing is we can set this up however we wish, and you can do it with all of URs, all of URCs. I'm just gonna make sure this is tuned up a bit better than it is now, just while I'm messing around with the guitar. So right, so here's the thing. here's our guitar. We can pan it left or right. We can set our what's it? Bit of reverb. Let's get a bit of reverb, eh? You've got 2 effects ends here, right? See, it says no effect. I don't know if you can actually see that. I guess you can. So I'm going to open up the first one, and you see it'll say channel strip, clean, crunch, lead, and drive. Let's open up the channel strip. The channel strip it's called a sweet spot morphing channel strip. It comprises of a compressor and an EQ. See, so. God, this is so far out of tune, it's unreal. Right, so only the inner effects can be recorded to the door. Reverb is playback only. Right, okay. Thanks for that, Sam. So we've got this. This cool morphing thing, and then you have a few presets that you can mess around with. But you can also, of course, just mess around with the different frequencies yourself. That's quite nice, actually. So we'll leave it at that on there. So we've got our channel strip, and if we go to here, let's add a crunch. Or maybe not a crunch, maybe a drive. You get your blinking Jimi Hendrix right on here, right on. But let's sorry, wrong channel. Let's go with maybe a clean. That's quite nice, actually. Turn it down a little bit. Excuse me, I can get rid of the guitar now, so you know what's going on with that. So we've got our guitar channel set up there, and like I said, if you wanted to put some reverb on your voice, you could. But like Sam's just put it basically more or less for monitoring. So here's the thing. Let's plug something into not 3 and 4. Let's leave 3 and 4 empty. Maybe you'd want to plug a bass guitar in there, or maybe another guitar, so you've got 2 guitars, or maybe another vocal or something like that. It's cool for the front, but for the back we'll plug a synth in. So like I've got, where is it? It is my little Uno Pro synth, which I'm just gonna power up. Hang on a sec. You're gonna unfortunately have to suffer me leaning over stuff again. I'm just plugging it in. Oh God. So that's going to calibrate itself, and get some cables to plug it in, and we're going to plug it into 3 and 4. No, we're going to plug it in. Sorry, not 3 and 4. We're going to plug it into 5 and 6. So we're going to make 5 and 6 into a stereo channel. So let's see. On the back of this, we've got right. I'm going to do this right and left, and then I said 5 and 6, so around the back of the UR816 I can plug this into this is my right channel, so I'll plug this into 6, and my left channel, where is it, I shall plug into number 5. Okay, cool beans. Life seems to be plugging stuff in and out. Right, so now we've got it going through. I'm going to turn the button now. So remember now that although we're plugged in at the back, we have all our control at the front. So 5 and 6. So now you're listening through headphones. You're hearing this in mono. Okay. Although I'm plugged in like 5 and 6, but it's because we need to spread out the actual watts. Let's get a better sound on that as well. I'm going to find something better. Yeah, that's a nice sound. So no effects, all the effects are inside this. So I don't know if you can see that. We could have done it like this. We'll just take it around the back of that. That'll make more sense, wouldn't it? So let's see. We've got right and left, like that. So cool. There you go. So you can probably see it a bit better now. If I do this, you're going to hear it in proper stereo. But there's a much easier way to do, well, a much nicer way to do this. Put them back to center. If we hit the little link button at the top here, we get one channel now, and we can spread those out, and we're still going to get our. Now, you can only have, right, if your channel is stereo, you can only have the channel strip. It's actually a really, really nice EQ. So we're going to turn those down for now. So you see, it's very cool. Oh, and you can't have two channel strips on. There's no point. You'll get a warning if you try and load another channel strip in. I'll just use here on your boards. Dimebag Darren. Right. Anyway, so there's a look at what we can do within the actual mixer section. So we've got our guitar with that clean tone on there. Let's go and check something out, right? Let's go and look at this. Let's first of all, if I was to close this now, nothing that I've set here would go away. It would all be remembered within inside this. But I'm going to store this now. I'm going to store it and call it guitar. I don't know. Guitar Synth 1, and then done. So I've saved that setup for the URC Guitar Synth 1. Now, if I go back now to say, I've overwritten the basic one. Flipping it. Initial data, which resets it. You can then store another one. But if we go to our second one, our 5.6 stereo, you'll see that there's two of those running like this. One just take like that. You'll see that there's two stereo channels, and if we go to the one we've just saved, Guitar Synth 1, then you'll see that it's exactly as it was set just by me with the one stereo channel. Okay, so that's cool. Here's the thing. We want to go now. We want to go into, say, for instance, I don't know. Well, we can We can go wherever we like. So let's go into Cubasis and see. Okay, you have to wait obviously for Cubasis to switch on. What you're hearing now is obviously not Cubasis. What you're hearing now is the audio interface and the dspMixFx. All right. So basically, you can use this as a mixer. You do not need to use an app. But here's the thing: let's add an audio channel and let's use this mono input. Well, fine. I'm going to use it anyway for my voice. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1, and there it is. 1 1 1 1 1, and we're outputting on 1 and 2. We don't need to be worrying about outputting on anything up to 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 or 10. They're all muted. That's fine. But you can see that my voice now is coming through on this channel as well. 1 1 1. Okay. But if I go back to this, let me go back to my my mixer now and see what happens when we turn the actual effect. My voice goes away. So you've got control over absolutely everything, which is absolutely awesome, I think. Okay, so we can switch this on and we're recording. Effects record is not switched on. I'm trying to give you an idea of what this kind of does. Maybe we'd be better doing this with the guitar. Let's see. So let's go and let's see. So we know that that's all, that we know that this is all affected. If I turn these effects off now, like that. Ooh, there we go. If I turn them off now, we've got this like. Apart from a tiny bit of reverb. So let's go and switch those effects back on for a sec. And this is the sound. And let's go back to Cubasis now. And let's open up another audio track. We're not going to be worrying about recording my voice. So let's add audio track here. Let's add a... No, we've got up to 8, obviously. Let's add number 2 in here. I'm going to go to and monitor the guitar input. So you can hear that it's got the effects on, right? Cool. Let's just set up some sort of loopy thing. Let's set up a 4-bar loop. We'll make sure we're armed and recorded. We've got a counting going, I think. I'm not sure, it might be 2 bars, so that's all right. So now, why am I not hearing? It's interesting. Okay, why am I not I'm just wondering why I'm not hearing my I'm not hitting my metronome. Let's just see if I don't worry about the metronome and just record. It's weird. Stop that. So obviously it's recorded, but I'm not hearing it. Let's take that off. That's strange. Don't know why that's happened. Let's go and see. Let's go and investigate. It'll be something I've done stupid. That's very odd. Very odd indeed. So everything's right here. It's recognised the iPad. Why am I not getting it come back through? In fact, why am I not even hearing it? It's odd. 1 2 1 2. Maybe because my door was down. Let's just see. That's probably it, actually. So, well, actually, that's quite good. But right, so there's the guitar. You've got this, like I was saying, you have blinking control over absolutely everything. But now you're hearing a doubling effect, right? Maybe you pulled down. Well, there you go. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, I did. I pulled down the door lever. But now you're hearing a doubling effect. If we didn't want to hear that effect, right, all we need to do is go into this, lower our input, and now all we're hearing is what's happening in Cubase's, like this. Or we could do, like, we could just solo out the door. We're not hearing anything that's going on in this, but we are just hearing what we're monitoring in through the door. Do you see what I'm saying? So if we take that off, we're hearing both. We don't really want to hear both all the time. When we're just playing with the DAW, we just want to solo the DAW, and then you've got control over that as well, which is also very, very nice. Now, the thing I was trying to explain before was, if we go back to our DAW now, if we go back to Cubase's, this guitar, like, didn't not record with any of the effects switched on. So let's do that. Let's erase this. Let's go back to our dspMixFx. Let's unmute this. Oh, hang on. So and now we'll put something a bit more kind of obvious on there. Let's put maybe like let's put on the use the clean channel, but we'll keep it distorted. And maybe put some chorus on there. So brilliant. So now we can go back to Cubase. We'll keep me on, but we'll listen to me through the other one. We'll set monitor on here. Let's just check what's going on. Just gonna turn it down a little bit. That's better. We'll hear it now, because we've brought our door back up in the mixer. So I'm just going to record a little bit. Now, if I was to leave it, it is now. We need to make sure that we are having our effects record armed, or it won't record the effect. So let's just go back into Cubase's now. And let's do this counting again. Oh. Stop, and stop. Gosh. Let's put the guitar down again. And we can stop monitoring. So now all we're going to be hearing is what's just recorded. And actually, we can go back into the dspMixFx now and just solo our door. Monitor my voice so you can hear it in this. 1 2 1 2 1 2, and now this should have recorded the effect. Awesome stuff. There you go. And it has. It's top job. Top job. I think that's really great. I think it's so clever. So that's what you do anyway. Make sure that you haven't done what I did and you know, move down the what's it. So So we'll take that off again so you can hear what's going on. And disarm effects record, and we can switch off the effects as well for the guitar, because, you know, the guitar effects, they make noise. So there you go, guys. There is a pretty good... Oh, you can also save various snapshots and different mixes and stuff. And you've also got the opportunity to look at a metering view as well, which is very nice. You've got some settings here, and you can pretty much send anything out wherever you wish. So line 3 and 4, you can send up to it up to mix 1, 2, 3, or 4. Excuse me, which we've just seen. You can set your sample rate here, all the way up to 192 kilohertz. Why would you? Why? Then you have your high pass filter. This is for your channel strip. Your high pass filter is filtering at 80 hertz, which is this one here, like that. 1 2 1 2 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's fixing a phase issue. We haven't got a phase issue. That's why it's phasing now. 1 2 1 2. So yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fab. It's great. Hey, I really like it. 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is what we used to do live. Use the inputs to do this. Maybe should have a pilot. So I think it's really good. Of course, you can plug in. Oh, hang on a minute. Of course, you can plug in your MIDI keyboards, anything you like via USB. Go into your favorite DAWs, control stuff like this, or through this. But you do have a MIDI on the back of this as well that you can use also if you wanted to. Like I did last night, I had the Cobalt on the top of here, and I had the key step there, and I had the MIDI from the key step going into the back of the so you can do all sorts of cool stuff. You know, it's exactly the same. It's just that it does a lot of extra cool stuff that your normal audio interfaces don't do. Like the software, I think it's absolutely brilliant idea. I really do. I think it's so good. But don't forget, it's not just for this one. It's for any of the URC interfaces. In fact, I think no, that I can't disconnect it now. But when you first turn it on, if it's not connected, you can see which ones it's for. I don't want to disconnect it though, because actually I probably can get away with disconnecting it. There you go. So because you can use it, you don't need to use this. You can use this as a mixer as well. You don't need to use it. You can just use it as a standalone unit. And it, like I said, this is disconnected now, and yet it's still all running the same stuff. Don't forget, I turn the guitars off. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll show you something cool, because it remembers the state of everything. There is a separate dspMixFx for the... Yes, there is, Sam. There is, but I didn't want to get confused. I didn't want to confuse the situation. So you have a UR24C. If you've got one of them, you're fine to go with this. And you can check them out, what they'll look like, just by tapping them. You can run them in demo mode. You've got 2 inputs on that one. Or let's see what else we've got. I'm gonna have to close it again, I think, and open it up. So, or 22C, so 24C, 22C, UR44C, or the UR816C, which is the one we've got now. If we just plug it in now. Oh God! Like this, it'll it'll recognize it. You just have to wait for it to boot up. It'll recognize it straight away. Now, like I said, I'm going to switch the effects back on for the guitar. There they are. Right. So any adjustments I've made now, I can also just hit store. But let's see. That's stored, isn't it? That's already stored as Guitar Synth 1. I'm just trying some stuff for myself now. I'm going to take that off dual. I'm going to switch those off. I'm going to go no effect, no effect. I'm just going to unlink that, go back to center, unlink them, take the channel strip off them for a kickoff. That's been back to mono. I'm going to close them down. Don't forget to leave your door in the center or you'll be wondering why. Right, anyway, so we've got that there. Let's just then now set this as, call it something completely different, like start, not strat. Start, we'll start, call it start point, and then we'll go done and then store. So that's stored that now. So if we go to now now it's changed. Why do you think I have to yes, I do. I have to select it as a I have to set it up as a new point. So I'm going to quickly reset that again. So this I'm going to open it in there. Why don't I? I'm going to call this one synth, stereo synth. Stereo synth. Done. So now I've got stereo synth in 3, which is this. I'm going to go to start point, which is that. I'm going to go to my one I did last night, which is this one, 1 2 1 2, which is really loud because it has a channel strip on it like that. 1 2, we can turn that off. 1 2, and any one I want to set up a new one again, I just select a new one, and I can have 16 of these scenes kind of thing if you like, which I think is really, really good. So I'm just reading what right there. Anyway, so yeah, anyway, so there we go. That's cool. So and then if you go back to initial data, then you're there, or you can go to this. It'll be, you can set it up and store it as whatever you wish. Anyway, brilliant, top job, cool beans. There's how you set it up with your iPad. It's not difficult. It's like anything else, but what's nice is having the ability to set up different scenarios with with the software. You don't need the software. Like I said, if we go to our where is it, our start point, was it, with the, did I have any effects switched on? So I'll just switch some effects on for this. So I'll no, not this one, maybe stereo synth. So I'm just trying something for myself now. I want to switch on some effects for this channel. So I'm gonna go with a clean there and some chorusing. Bit of distortion. Knock the output down a little bit. So I've got my stereo synth, my thing. I'm just going to store that now with this along with stereo synth. So I'm just making an adjustment to one that's there. I'm not going into a new thing to set it up. So right, I've got that turned on. What I'm trying to think that is, because this is the last one in here, so try and remember 5 and 6, this to this, because what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it off and see what happens. So first of all, I'm going to close the app for the start off. So, and we can close Cubasis as well, because don't forget we're running this, it will work on its own. And then I'm going to unplug the app completely. So we're just running through the actual interface as a standalone thing, 1 2 1 2. And then if we, oh, by the way, dim does this, it makes it quieter like that, and mute just completely. And the guitar, it still has the effects applied to it. So if we turn the, now you're going to lose me for a minute now. So hang on a minute, I'm going to go back to the other. I'm going to go back to the other interface. So I'm going to turn this off now. Okay. Turn that volume down like that and switch it off. Can unplug that. Don't need it. Oh yeah, we do. It's for the guitar. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it back on. Okay, so it's no USB flashing, but it's not going to connect to the guitar until, is it? Right, now why aren't you, right, I know. Here we go. It remembers everything without even being connected. So whatever you set up there and save, so if you were setting up a live gig, and don't forget you've got 8 of these channels, and if you've got 8 at, you can have 16 in, 16 out. So it's very, very cool. Do you know what I mean? It's like having, yeah, well, like Thomas said, it's like having a mixer as well. Hi, Brad. How are you? Hope you are feeling okay, mate. So I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's great. And there's our going through the here. So again, all we need to do basically is to oh God, plug it back in and wait for it to kind of switch on. And there we go. We are in with our inputs. 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1. Now, why aren't I? Oh, flipping idiot! Because I'm still in the audio fuse. Right, I'm gonna set and pull that out. 1 2 1 1 1 1 2. And if it would remember where the send was, but basically, like this is for monitoring. So a lot of people, like singers, like to have a bit of reverb while they're singing. Just makes it feel a bit more natural. Or if you're using this live, of course, you can, you know, send the reverb anywhere you like. Give it some extra on there. Apply a channel strip. Very cool. I think it's really good. It is. Well, you can use it with the. It is if they all chipped it. Oh, hello, hello, hello. We can. I mean, we could go into a plate. We can go and adjust the plate. Reverb time. Decay. Big, massive room. Awesome. Anyway, there you go. But Thomas, you don't need to buy this big one to get use of all of this. This app is free. The smaller interfaces like the URC44 and the other ones that I showed you on there, they all work exactly the same way. You don't need the great big massive. This is their top URC interface. This is the one that does all the inputs and outputs. You don't need that side of it, you know, especially if you're recording at home sort of thing. RevX would be nice as an AUV3. But yeah, awesome stuff. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will play a few patches on... I won't play the guitar. I'll play a few patches on the Uno Pro. But thank you very much for joining me this evening. If you haven't already struck the like, please strike it now. Or consider making a super chat or a one-off donation. We could, seriously do it to help. Anyway, yeah, brilliant. There we have it. I shall play a bit with this patch. I like this patch.